Moments later. Matt and Sophia face each other. They stand 10 yards apart, each aiming a pistol at the other's head. Matt looks like a man on the edge, his jaw rigid and his expression dogged. His hand trembles as he struggles to control the handgun. If Sophia is worried, she doesn't show it. Without fear, she tries to talk Matt down. It was Lola or us. I had to. That was the game. You executed her. I had to, Matt, so we could win. Don't you see? Those were the rules. One winner. Only one team could win. She was European. I had no choice. Don't you see? We've lost. We've lost people we care about. We've killed. We've become not human. No, we won. We won our lives back. We get to live. My baby. You'll have something. Somebody. In a few months, you'll have someone. I've got nobody. Nothing left. Matt lowers his pistol. His head drops, and he slumps down beside Lola's dead body. He reaches into Lola's uniform and retrieves her bloodied ponytail. I am so finished with all this fucking shit. Is any of it even real anyway? Matt becomes transfixed as he strokes the lock of hair. Sophia lowers her pistol, walks over to Matt, kneels down beside him, and wraps her arms around him. Silence. In the distance, they hear a whomp, 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 whomp. The sound becomes louder as the shock waves thump into their chests. A Chinook flies toward them, 500 feet above the salt pan. Matt and Sophia sprint toward the cover of the container and raise their pistols to defend themselves. The helicopter slows and touches down 100 yards away from the container. Sophia spots the American flag on the side of the Chinook's tail section. It's one of ours. The two Americans lower their pistols and walk into the open. The mini dust storm caused by the Chinook's downdraft subsides as the helicopter's rotor blades slow and then come to a complete stop. Hydraulics push open the rear cargo door, turning it into an instant ramp that lowers to the ground. Unsure, Matt and Sophia watch on. The good guys? Matt asks. Maybe. Good, 'cause I feel the need to shoot the sadist who's behind all this. Matt cocks his pistol. Several armed Secret Service agents emerge from the rear of the Chinook. Some take guard, others carry empty body bags. Calm it, Matt. I think these guys may be the cavalry. If they are, they're a bit fucking late. Anderson limps down the ramp and steps onto the salt pan. The agents flank him and train their guns toward Matt and Sophia. An agent shouts over, "Lower your weapons!" The two cheerleaders follow Anderson. They each carry bouquets of flowers and a hand-sized leather-bound case. Maridrew lags behind. He fiddles with his camera equipment. The group walks towards Sophia and Matt. Matt spots the cheerleaders. What the? The agents shout again. I repeat, lower your weapons or... Anderson interrupts him. Go easy there. Then he yells at Matt and Sophia. We're real friendly. We're on your side and coming over. He glances behind and yells in frustration at Maridrew. For Christ's sake, son, try and keep up with the program. Yes, sir, Senator, sir, Maridrew says. I'm making American history here. What we are not, Maridrew, are spare pricks in a Louisiana whorehouse. Do I make myself clear? Absolutely, sir. Totally understand. Maridrew trots forward to catch up with the senator. The Americans join the Americans. The agents reach forward, their guns still trained on Matt and Sophia as they disarm them. All safe to proceed, Senator, an agent says. Anderson steps forward, reaches out, grabs Sophia's hand, and shakes it vigorously. He introduces himself. Senator Ray Anderson, at your service, ma'am. I am sure pleased to make your acquaintance and offer you my sincere congratulations. A truly wonderful and appreciated effort. Dumbstruck, Sophia recoils her hand from Anderson's clutches. Anderson continues. I fully understand. I know I'd be lost for words, too, if I was in your unique and fortunate position. You've made a lot of important people very happy and proud today. Yes, sir, indeed. Now, Senator? Maridrew asks. Photograph away, son. Anderson beams and turns his attention back to Sophia and Matt as he explains. We need a few shots for posterity. You know, for the National Archives. That is, if they ever become unclassified. Maradrew steps forward with his camera. Oblivious to Matt and Sophia's discomfort and bewilderment, Anderson slides in between them both and places his arms around their unresponsive shoulders. He pulls them closer toward him and poses for the camera and tries to jolly along the photo shoot. Big smiles for the camera. All together now. Russians! Maradrew snaps away. His camera flashes and clicks. Nearby, some of the agents kneel next to the dead Americans, then roll the corpses into body bags and zips them shut. Anderson ignores the sad scene. Excuse my little joke there, folks. God damn it, you sure as hell beat the shit out of those cheating Soviet mafia scum. Ceremonially, the cheerleaders step forward with the small leather-bound cases and open them. Inside each box is a star-shaped gold medal strung through with light blue ribbons. Anderson picks up the medals and places them around Matt and Sophia's necks. The cheerleaders thrust the flowers into their unreceptive hands and kiss them each on the cheek. It's an awkward, silent presentation. Still disoriented, Sophia looks down at her flowers, and Matt studies his medal. Anderson explains to Matt, That's real gold, son. That's a Congressional Medal of Honor, the highest award we can give you. The president usually hands them out. He sends his sincere best wishes to you both. Sophia, in a hushed voice, asks, Can someone tell me what is happening here? The cheerleaders now move in, smile, and pose next to the trio. Fuck this! Sophia throws the flowers on the ground. Just stop! Listen to me! I want some answers, and I want them now! Well, little lady, Anderson tries to explain. Don't call me little lady! Sophia holds up her hand in protest. Well, little darling, we're in... Anderson turns to the photographer and asks, Maradrew, where the hell are we? Salar di Uyuni, sir. Pleased with himself, he offers up further clarification. World's biggest salt flat, 10,000 square miles of, well, nothing. Anyhow, it's in southern Bolivia, Anderson explains. As I was saying, you've both done your country a great service. He studies Sophia. Well, especially you, in your, how can I put this? In your delicate condition. For the first time, the senator looks embarrassed and ends with a curt, We really had no idea. Silence. This is so much bullshit. What sort of fucked up monsters risk a baby's life? Before Anderson can reply, the whooping sound of a second Chinook fills the air as it flies in. Suspended by long straps, the American's orange container sways in midair beneath the helicopter. Anderson continues. Ones that follow orders, but on a more positive note, you just gone and won us the drill rights for... He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out the victory document and waves it in front of him. 900 billion barrels. One of the largest finds in history, exponentially. So those geologist boys tell me... Oil? This really is about oil? Sophia stutters. The kid, Jeddah, he said... She can't find the words, then mumbles, You can't be serious. The Chinook hovers nearby and lowers the container to the ground. Agents battle against the helicopter's immense downdraft and unhook the straps from the top of the steel box. Freed, the helicopter moves to one side and lands close to the other Chinook. Anderson waits a few seconds for the rotors to slow and the din to subside, then answers, At $135 a barrel and rising, it's as serious as it gets. 7 billion citizens of the world out there, and they're all thirsty for it. And it sure is a mighty big thirst. It's all about supply and demand. We have just got our supply back. Some of the agents yank open the doors of the orange container. Sophia and Matt catch their breaths as 4 sealed body bags come into view. Christ, are they... Sophia whispers to herself. Yep, your fellow Americans. God bless them, Anderson says. He removes his Stetson as a mark of respect. Every one of them died an American hero, and all for the bigger cause. For a fucking oil supply? Not that I give a shit, but where? Matt asks. Oh, a big bit of real southern estate called restricted. It's on a need-to-know basis. And, well, you don't need to know. The agents carry the body bags containing Cutter, Jedi, Jim, and Lola into the container and lay them in a neat line next to the bodies of Lloyd, Rita, Doc, and Nevada. They drape American flags over them. Matt can't look. Instead, he stares at Anderson. I hope you guys have access to some good cleaning products. Son? So you can wash all that blood off your hands, spilled just to win some fucking game. Now, I prefer to use the word experiment. If you've ever heard of the trolley dilemma, well, you people just pushed the fat guy off the railway bridge, Anderson mutters. Don't you mean murdered? Anderson laughs and shakes his head. The naivety of a civilian's perspective of global economics never ceases to amaze me. Go right ahead, Senator. Share the wisdom of your privileged office. Well, that's a fact, and since you paid your dues, I guess you rightly deserve some enlightenment. With an authoritative wave, Anderson dismisses Maradrew and the cheerleaders, and they head back to the Chinook. Monsters we are not. We had rules. No military elite, 10 teams representing the world's most energy-thirsty, Anderson searches for the right word, tribes, and all of you picked by a Swiss mainframe programmed by a bunch of Israelis. Best coders in the world, apparently. Gotta love those Israeli programmers. So we were all just a bunch of random Smiths? Matt asks. Well, in a fashion. The Russians had their Kazans, the South Africans Baltas, those Garcias. They sure were crazy mad. I could go on, but I think you'll get in the picture. Don't mean to be insulting, son, but we just wanted a bunch of everyday, disposable, average nobodies picked from electoral rolls. Lucky us. Remind me to buy a lottery ticket when I get back home. Matt pauses, then looks worried and asks, You're taking us home, right? Son, rich men don't waste their money on buying their luck. Sure, we're taking you home to $1 billion, and no more worries for the rest of your lives. The money's gone. Destroyed. Oh, we'll just print some more. We always do. This is insane. You expect us to believe the U.S. Congress allowed all this madness to happen? Sophia asks, flabbergasted. Well, seeing is believing. Anderson sweeps his hands over the salt pan. Mind you, laying out the containers in that oil pattern was those Chinese's idea. He uses the tip of his cane to replicate and sketch a rough copy of Jedi's map into the ground. Anderson continues. Strange people, but we had to humor them. You know we owe those Asian bastards over $1 trillion, and that's on top of the $70 trillion we owe everyone else. Jesus Christ, hard to imagine. Hell, the average conflict costs us $1 trillion a time, so no more money in Uncle Sam's pot for another commodity war. Well, not a real one anyway. But more to the point, the electorate don't have the stomach for it any longer. You wanted to save dollars? Matt asks. And lives. Give us some credit. There's a mighty big difference in staking only $100 million in the lives of 10 American citizens, as opposed to any alternative. Oh, besides, we always end up giving back that foreign piece of dirt we died for in some future shitstorm or another. And I thought you guys just sat around all day bitching about your 6-figure salaries. Son, I'm elected to save taxpayer dollars, but I got to admit to you, we had ourselves a whole load of fun on this particular enterprise. Boring it was not. Anderson points upwards. We'll play you the tapes later. Satellite technology nowadays. You could see an Eskimo's prick pissing in the snow from 200 miles up. Well, time to go. Champagne's on ice. Anderson waves over to the Chinook's pilots. They give him the thumbs up, and the helicopter's engines began to whine as their turbines spin and suck in air. The huge rotors began to turn, then build up speed. Matt and Sophia don't move. They look over Anderson's shoulder and into the American container beyond. They stare at their dead teammates inside their orange steel coffin. Silence. It is an emotional moment. Anderson sees it. They'll get any family looked after. Books. What about books? Sophia asks. Well, he had no family. Anderson shakes his head. No, what about him? Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure you figured out he was an elite military. We had someone on the inside make sure his name came up on the list. We knew the Europeans snuck in Lola, so we figured we'd use books. He had quite a reputation. Seems it paid off. Did he know? A couple of agents carry a body bag over to the white Humvee to retrieve Books' body. None of you knew. We know now. Everything. And $1 billion should keep you real busy not knowing. Wait, you're buying us off? No, you won the money fair and square. We just want you to live the good old American dream. But a quiet one, if you get my meaning. Then you'll hear nothing more from us. You have my word. Fuck your word, Sophia spits out. I'll go public. Well, then we'll hunt you down and kill you. Every year, 750,000 people go missing in our backyard. Some never get found again. I don't want you both, Anderson glances down at Sophia's slight pregnancy bulge, to be just another statistic that no one gives a shit about. Go to hell, you son of a bit! An agent at the white Humvee interrupts Sophia. He shouts out, We got a live one here! Books? Sophia exclaims. Medics rush over to the Humvee. They carry Books' shattered and bloody body out of the truck and lay him on the salt pan and begin to administer first aid. Sophia tries to run to him, but the agents hold her back. Leave him be, Anderson shouts over to the medics. They stop their life-saving work, stand up, and await Anderson's next command. Books' fate is now in the hands of the senator. Anderson turns back to Sophia and smiles. Well, isn't a person's life so unpredictable and fragile? Sophia's eyes plead. He steps towards Sophia, puts his face close to hers, then looks deep into her soul and sneers. Now, Ms. Smith, just what was that you were saying about me going to hell?